Ecuador. Welcome myself from beautiful Champlin, Minnesota. Welcome to the call, Coach Leo. If you just wanted to put in the chat real quick where you're from, so I can give you a quick introduction and welcome you to the call. My only
do that now.
Gotcha. Only other thing I recommend is please keep your mic muted. We will have open mic at a certain point, but the whole purpose of our call here is we update everybody on what's going on with Hundo and go from there.
Okay, so you said just a small intro of myself and where I'm from.
Yeah, all you need to do is put you don't even have to put your name per se. You can if you want, and then just put your city and state, and then yeah, go from there.
Roger that.
Thank you. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Easter today. I know that I will be sitting here at my computer for the most part. I'm going to be cooking a whole bunch of food later on, but we'll get into that later. I don't want to make everybody hungry too early, right? And then, so welcome Leo Wallace from St. Paul, Minnesota. Welcome. Glad you made it to the call. You don't have to take notes for this meeting, but if you are into taking notes, note takers are money makers. And I do recommend it when you're looking at something new. I often throw away some of my notes too, just to be honest. And then, so it's about time for us to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. Everyone, my name is Ian MacDonald. I am a captain in Hundo Club. And it is my honor and privilege to introduce everybody to our president, President Raymond. I personally watched him drop everything he's doing to help veterans in crisis mode and help them get out of that crisis mode. He is extremely artistic, and he's currently the man, the mission, and the developer of our website and everything that's gone into it. He's the designer of the entire organization, and everybody's jumping in on his program. And in 4 years, he earned more medals and accommodations as an enlisted Army member than most officers earn in 10. So I present to you, Mr. President Raymond.
All right, thank you, Captain McDonald's, for that. I appreciate that introduction there. That's very, very heartfelt. I want to bring up to speed what Hundo Club is about. So Hundo Club is about veterans servicing veterans on a holistic scale, servicing each other through social, economical, spiritual, emotional, and financial, cultural, and so many other aspects. So one of the major things that Veteran Hundo Club is differentiating against approximately 45,000 other nonprofit organizations is that we use a holistic point of view of a user-centric educational approach to developing the next generation of veterans. So what does that complicated words mean, right? So what does that mean? That means that every person here helps the next veteran and empowering the next veteran through an educational approach. For example, what problems do we solve? We try to cultivate a culture that changes the way people interact with each other on a holistic scale. That allows problem solving that cures 2,500 years of human history. For example, the Roman Empire, you would serve your country for 20, 25 years, and you would be granted a land plot for your service as a citizen of their continent and their countries. That would change throughout human history, and within the last 250 years, you would have to think, how did you know, say from the Civil War and on, how did that go about, and the reward systems from the Dragoons and on? It changed and changed and consistently changed, even though the United States is the #1 continent pertaining to taking care of its veterans globally. We're still far behind from having a perfect system. And what we do at Veteran Hundo Club is we perfected a system that changes the way veterans get treatment, how they get educated, rebuilding them, restructuring them, and how do, again, we accomplish this through every veteran that sits here and volunteers their time. So what is the goal of our organization? To empower every single veteran that sits here, to make sure that they have a way to take control of their life again, to be able to serve other veteran families and other veterans in a non-for-profit way, but also benefiting the organization and financially themselves. We aim to do this through a holistic point of view, not just through the veteran social networking platform, but also the active duty platform and the family support platform. And after that, we cultivate to 31 countries globally. We're going to in effect, change the entire system and the social structure altogether at the same time. So I really am honored to be here today on this Easter day, and happy Easter. And I'm going to transfer this over to Vice President Edward Finch.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Yeah, so I'm the VP of HUNDO. Yeah, I'll sort of just start off by saying traditionally the role of the Vice President is to take the vision created by the President and implement the vision and deliver the missions. But HUNDO's different. we're a different organization, and also the role of the Vice President to step in for the President when they're vacated. Chris and I got together in November last year to develop, to help develop what he'd started, which was a fantastic way of helping veterans access their benefits. And he had a vision for what he wanted that to become. And ever since then, we've worked very closely together. And what you're seeing today is the result of an amazing partnership, And I'm very proud to have met Chris and very proud to be working with him. My background's in coaching and business. Chris has a real strong background in business. We've gelled and we have shared values, and shared values is fundamental to being successful in business. That's what one of the things I do in my coaching. And one of the things that's central to Hondo is the values that we stand on. You all know that, and I don't need to tell you this, that mission is really important, and the bulk of what you're all doing, is delivering mission. And we're going to talk a little bit more about mission and some of the missions we're doing now. One of the things you all know as veterans as well is that mission is 90% preparation and 10% delivery. You don't get to see a lot of that 90% that goes on in the background, and that's a good thing, because there's a huge amount goes into preparing all of this. There's a huge amount that we're working on, and part of this structure that we've created enables us to empower you to take on roles and responsibilities, but not in a traditional way. As I said at the start, we've thrown the rule book out. We've taken a lot of rules from the military, a lot of military structure, and we've made it our own. We've turned it around. We've changed it so that we're empowering veterans. As Chris said, this is all about empowering you. We're giving you control, we're giving you the opportunities, we're giving you coaching, we're giving you everything we can possibly think of to empower you on this journey. So what we're going to talk about today is just some of the things that fall within the missions that we're currently on, that take us towards the big vision of where we want to get to, the world that we all want to see, where veterans are no longer seen as second-class citizens, people who serve their country, but they serve their youth, essentially. That's where veterans have sadly been pushed by by the evolution of the armed forces. They haven't looked after veterans. We want to change that. And this is what it's all about. Changing the way veterans are perceived, changing the way veterans are helped and their role within society. We're giving veterans a new mission. But in order to give you a new mission, you need new skills, you need new powers, you need support, you need the camaraderie, you need the training. We're a collective mind and we share all the information that we've got together. So I'm just giving you a quick oversight because we wanted to keep today light-hearted. Talking about shared information, one of the things that we've been able to do is to create a library for you. If you look under groups on the HUNDO website, you'll see there's a group called Library. Within that, there's synopsis of a number of best-selling books. There's some synopsis of books that have been created for you. These are resources created specifically for you. So please avail yourselves. There's going to be more books on the way. And there's some pretty meaty stuff on different subjects. Thanks, Chris, for dropping that in. Some pretty meaty topics. There's some on PTSD. There's some on more light-hearted things about, for example, trees and how nature is interconnected and its similarities to human life. Lots and lots of different subjects. We try to cover a number of different subjects. I'm just whipping through the topics. One of the missions we have, one of the fundamentals to the work of HUNDO is to make sure that every veteran receives 100% of the benefits that they're entitled to. We want to get you onto a financial footing, safe footing, before we begin working with you and enhancing your skills. We've got a huge announcement coming up. And in a few weeks' time, you're going to get a presentation from somebody that Chris and I spent 2.5 hours on a webinar with. 2.5 hour long meeting. For me, it was into the early hours of the morning, and it's very, very significant news. So I'm just going to leave that in the air. There's something massive coming that's going to enable us to reach the scale that we want and enable us to help you get your benefits entitlement, and a lot more, because there's training on offer as well. Another thing that we're particularly pleased about is the progress of filling the ranks and leadership roles, and that is progressing really well. We are still in beta mode. We are still in the mode where we're developing the organization, developing the nuts and bolts and the structures and ironing out problems. And yes, we're well aware that there's things that we still need to work on. There's a hell of a lot of work going on in the background to prepare documents, get things drafted out, iron out problems. All of that's happening in the background. And we will be in a position where we've got those ironed out. That's going to take time, so please bear with us. We do stick to our fundamental principles throughout everything. So when a document or a policy or an opportunity comes forward, we're a democratic system. Everything is passed between the president and vice president, and then passed down through into the leadership team to vote on, and pass through to the memberships. You all get your chance to have your say. That is the democratic process. We want to prepare things for you. We don't want to just chuck something on you that is not fully worked out or not progressed enough for you to get the chance to debate and discuss. So we're trying to be as efficient as we can be as we move forward. We're also forming a number of very important strategic partnerships, and there's going to be more news on that coming over the weeks. That will continue to progress. We're doing a lot of awareness raising, not just Chris and myself, but leadership team is also doing a lot of awareness raising. One of the things that we often talk about is we're 2 months into the beta launch, 2 months into that. The quality of people that have heard of us, and the word that is always used is wow, when we tell people what we've built. When we tell people and they get a gist of what we're doing and the way that we operate and the things that we stand for, wow is the common word. But the awareness raising is bringing people forward, and we have 2 at least contacts who are offering us direct contact to Pentagon and White House. For any organization to get anywhere near somebody saying that they're going to get you that kind of access 2 months into launch, I don't think this is heard of, not unless you started with that kind of contact at the start. So be fired up, because there's some incredible stuff coming here. We'll maintain our standards, we'll maintain everything that we stand for, and we're going to continue to push forward and expand this organization. And we're going to continue to bring everybody up and raise you all to achieve your full potential, which is what all this is about. Everything is about bringing veterans, enhancing you all to achieve your full, true potential. That's it for me, and I will pass back to our captain to lead the meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. So at this point, I'm actually going to take a real quick recess, and I'm going to call out on Facebook. Thank you for joining us, Darren Johnson from Warwick, North Dakota. And continuing over here on the Zoom, we have Aldron from Limestone, Michigan. He is one of our NCOs in the group. And I'm going to pass it over back to our president yet again. He's going to share us some of the updates and anything special that's happened this week.
Yeah, thank you there, Captain. I appreciate that, McDonald, and Vice President Finch. I appreciate that, and it's huge things we're doing, and it's a wonderful Easter today. So today, why is it wonderful Easter? We have 3 people that who have went through our organization, and each have demonstrated leadership potentials. They've given an extreme insight to what we're about and how we're going about as an organization. They have submitted their resumes. They've each went through an interview process. They've each been voted upon by the community. That is a phenomenal aspect, and we definitely want to give accommodation to that and acknowledge the amount these individuals actually gave to the veteran community. They have already donated 100% of their time and life to the United States government. So now, as veterans, it's time for their recognition within the social world. First, I want to acknowledge our first promotion, which would be Jennifer Chambers. And Jennifer Chambers is an individual, and she is a human resources command, and she's going to fall within our jurisdiction within Veteran Hundo Club as an officer. And I just dropped her into the chat here. As you can see, she is going to be a lieutenant. So congratulations, Jennifer Chambers, on your commission within our organization. That's a huge PowerPoint, huge responsibility that allows you to make decisions on your own. You don't have to be micromanaged or anything in the nature. Welcome very much for that, Captain General Arnold. I appreciate that. So this is going to be within the management command. So structure with working with Ian, Captain Ian McDonald. It's going to be a very important role within our organization. Next up, we have Jared Smith. Jared Smith is a financial astute individual, and he is going to be working with coexistence with TRADOC Command with Captain Troy Dotson. Again, today's a very family-oriented day, so a lot of individuals that are not here today. I will drop in his information in a second, as these have to find the calling card here. Let's see. Here we go. So there we go. We got Jared Smith. So Jared Smith is going to be in charge of the United States Veteran Futures Command. He's the first line of Futures Command. So what does that mean? That is a huge responsibility. Those are individuals who are going to mold the future of our organization. Mind you, as Vice President Finch has already explained, our organization's different on 100 and different levels. Why? Because we're creating that atmosphere of being with other veterans and being in charge of your own structure within our organization. And we have hundreds of jobs to fulfill on a volunteer basis to bring up. So Jared is going to be in charge of that, on allowing anybody to set them up for success financially. Lone Star is a huge, huge organization in Texas, and a phenomenal coach and economic coach as well. So on our third promotion, we're going to have warrant officer Johnny Salinas. He's going to have been selected for that position from the community. He's been voted in. He's going to fall into the TRADOC realm, and that's going to be working hand in hand with Captain Troy Dotson. So this is a huge, huge position to allow. He specializes in making portfolio incomes and things like that. So that's a huge aspect to bring to veterans, and he's volunteering his time on that to assist veterans into growing their aspects on that. Stand by as I load up their document here, because I actually was on a crunch time to make sure these were approved. So I appreciate your patience here. Here we go. Oh, so as we dropped in again, so you can look at the warrant officer, Johnny Salinas. He is a very astute individual when it comes to understanding of the landscape of Wall Street, if you want to put it. So if you want somebody to educate you on Wall Street financial aspect, he's a great individual. And I thank everybody in the team for taking the time to research and look at and spend the quality time to learn each individual and push forward their recommendations for each of their command structures, whether NCOs or otherwise. We had 4 individuals submit for leadership roles, and only 3 made them through. The last one was actually closed out, and we closed out on that one. So congratulations again, Lieutenant Jennifer Chambers, Lieutenant Jared Smith, and Warrant Officer Johnny Salinas. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Captain Ian, if you take over, or Mr. Finch, you have something to add to that?
No, just my congratulations on the promotion, and we're really looking forward to enhancing their skills and helping them to use their skills wisely for the benefit of veterans, and helping us to take this organization forward to its full potential. Thank you.
I agree. Congratulations to everybody. Make sure you go over to our Facebook group and give them some congratulations on the side when their promotion is posted. And from here, I don't see any questions in any of the chats. Do you see any questions on the YouTube side? Because I can't open all of them at the same time. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and say we can go ahead and go to open mic. Welcome, Leo. I believe you are currently the only guest on the Zoom side. And yeah, so what kind of things are you looking for that Hundo could help you out as a veteran?
So first, hi everybody. Name's Leo Wallace. I go by Coach Leo. I have my own business. I'm a life coach and a fitness coach as well. Or you can just call me Leo. Either way is fine. I think for me personally, I'm not really looking for a whole lot right now. Maybe just like camaraderie and just to be around other like-minded people such as myself, folks that really understand, as far as folks that have been in the service and that understand that mindset. I think for me, that's the most of what I'm looking for right now. Um, and then of course to just be around other individuals that have the same type of goals in mind as far as helping others and educating people on things that they maybe not understand or maybe don't know. So for me, that's really the bulk of like what I would be looking for.
Alrighty, well, thank you for that. It is open mic now, so we can all unmute and chat as we would like. We have an update, says from Mr. Johnson on the Facebook. He said he'll have more information on events at the farm coming up this next week. And to also to kind of address where you were going at, Coach Leo, as we progress and as things move forward, we're actually going to be setting up different various business networking groups for referrals. So the businesses that come in are going to essentially be promoting each other, helping each other grow, as well as we're going to create an educational system to teach all the veterans who are coming in how to succeed in business, how to improve their business, how to make more sales, become more successful in whatever field they choose to be in. I would actually reference you right now to our vice president, Mr. Finch, who has so many years of business experience. It's astronomical, and he actually coaches small businesses. He actually coaches myself as my mentor on helping me grow my business and increase all across the field.
Thank you. Just if anybody wants to know a little bit more about what my background is in coaching or anything that I can help them with, I was going to say a huge shout out, thank you to Chris, who's created a dedicated page on our website for the vice president, and he's kindly created a profile there that shows my background and the kinds of things that I can do to help people. So basically, I provide support to veterans. I'm providing pro bono support to all of you that want it. And if you want higher level coaching, it's available to all of you. So you can have a look there. You can see my background. You can see some of the stuff I've done and what I'm providing in the organisation to support veterans. Yeah, it's there. And thank you very much, Chris, for creating such an excellent site. He's dropping the link in there for the financial coaching as well. So yeah, just have a look. There's a huge amount of stuff on the website now for veterans, and there's going to be so much more to come. Yeah, anything you need, tell us. If it's not there already, we've probably got it planned, or if we haven't, we will plan it. We love getting feedback from everybody. We love getting feedback on the things that we might have missed because we can't spot everything. So do tell us if you want something else.
If I may just say, I'm sorry I was late. I had an emergency I had to deal with. I'm coach, or not coach, Captain Joe Arnold. Take care of PR, OIC, and also the VEPS Center. I oversee the VEPS Center right now as well. Been with him for a while and looking to do great things. So I thought I'd just give a short introduction to you. See that I missed it right at the beginning of the meeting.
All good. And thank you for that, Joe and Chris and everybody. So yeah, today's Easter. Has anybody got anything specifically fun planned? Any events going on in, say, any of the local area veteran groups that everybody knows of? Oh, I see over there, Aldran's already got the fun
Actually, I've got Crown Royal blackberries sitting back here also. So I was
I,
actually,
wa- I, wa- I was gonna go with Sergeant Brick's way, so Alderan. I was gonna get a. I want to get a cake now that says YOLO with Jesus on it. Just kidding. It's Easter. That
hey,
was
that's the Buddy
genius.
Christ from Dogma, okay?
Yeah.
But no,
That
actually,
was genius.
as far as bringing people in, we also have Owen that I've been working on. He's another grunt like you, Chris. Well, and Joe. He was, move over that way. No, let's see ya.
Alright.
I've been working on this boy for a while, trying to get him in. Of course, he lives in a shipping container working on solar energy, so he's got spotty at best unless he comes here for charging, signal, and all that other fun stuff. But yeah, he's one of the other
Well,
ones.
it's work. Welcome to the families. Literally it. Welcome to the family. You got one of these VA cards or IDs, and that's all it takes. You don't have to pay no tuition. You don't have to pay no fee. You don't have to do anything like that. You got a fancy ID, say I'm a vet, and that's it.
All I got is
Welcome to the
military.
Hundo.
Military ID.
That works.
Okay. Yeah. All we got to do is get it scanned. Hell, I can give it to them for you. Get you signed up and get that in for you.
Right on.
So Coach Leo, you said you're coaching people in like health and wellness. Do you want to give us a little bit more information on exactly what all you do?
Yeah, sure. So, so for my business, I kind of made a shift within these last couple of years. I've been focusing more on the life coaching aspect, but this last few months, I've had a uptick of people requesting me to help them or chat with them about their fitness. So on the fitness side, I like to take like a holistic approach of the person, which when I first started, that also incorporated life coaching sessions as well. But I find that people either want to do one or the other, and the people that want to do both, it just takes a lot of work sometimes, and sometimes people don't necessarily want both. So I've split them up, but I do work in both categories, if you will. So for the fitness coaching, again, I take a holistic approach, and that's just me talking with the person, understanding like what their fitness goals are, what they're trying to achieve, any issues they may have had as far as like medical issues or any physical issues that they may have that would hinder them from reaching their goals. And then I just meet them where they're at. So I've had some clients that they don't have a gym membership, or maybe they don't feel comfortable with going to the gym. So if I'm able to, and they don't live too far away from me, then I'll meet them at the gym that they like, or I'll meet them where they live. I mean, they have like a small gym at their apartment or something like that. Or if they have none of those things, then I'll suggest to them what type of equipment that they can get based off what they're trying to do, as far as like their goals. And then I'll write up a workout plan for them. And for some folks that are total beginners and have no idea where to start or where to go, I'll meet with them if I can, up to 2 times a week for about 60 minutes and just help them understand how to work out. You know, what are we working on this day? And then I'll just walk through with them different movements and essentially just their whole workout plan. On the life coaching side, so I specifically focus on leadership and relationships. So my whole thing is understanding the relationship with self, becoming a better leader, and understanding how those two things merge within self and how they also play a role within your other relationships in that person's life. And so that's more of the mindset focus portion that I do. And that I don't necessarily have to meet with somebody. That's more so online. And I've enjoyed that a lot more, just because like right after COVID, fitness really blew up a lot. And so, excuse me, the fitness side became super saturated, and then everybody became a coach, and then people tried to like nickel and dime me and this, that, and the other. So I just got tired of that. I mean, I still do both, but I focus more on the life coaching aspect. I really like talking to people and getting people to think, and going through a life coaching program. Um, so I am certified. I am a certified life coach. But I understand exactly like what that means now. It's not just, well, it isn't at all giving advice. It's understanding where that person is. There is a specific process that I take people through for every session. And then it's how I like to explain it is it's me helping that person understand how they can improve their own life. It's not me living through them, it's them telling their story and me just saying it back to them to help them realize exactly where they are at versus where they're trying to get to. So those are the two things that I do in my business, and those are the things that I focus on in my coaching programs.
That sounds a
Awesome.
very, it fits right in the holistic point of view of the 9 dimensions we're trying to do. So I think their health and physical wellness is a top priority. I just had a conversation with Captain McDonald this morning about my physical health with quitting coffee and cigarettes, right? So it's super vital and important. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I figure, especially with COVID, like when I first started, so I wanted my target audience to be men, right? Because I feel like men, especially, don't necessarily, there's just a specific way that we deal with things. And I just mean men in general, right? Especially if we're, like traditionalists, head of household, got to be strong all the time, like when we're down and out, we don't want necessarily anybody to see it. We just kind of want to deal with it and just kind of chug along. And sometimes we think if we just keep on going and keep on working, that, whatever pain we're feeling will just go away. And so, but it was really hard for me, not necessarily to connect with men, but to just get men to truly see that side of them that they needed to work on. And though a lot of guys knew, they just didn't really care for it. So like the majority of my clients that I've had thus far, for both fitness and life coaching have been women. So, but that's really where I wanted to start. I just wanted to start with other guys like myself and just kind of like help them really get to see and explore that side that they shut off from the world or even themselves. Because sometimes it's just really hard for us to sit back and say, hey, I'm hurting, and not physically hurting, or maybe physically hurting, but I'm hurting mentally and emotionally, and fuck, I don't know what to do about it. Who can I talk to? So bridging that gap is still something that I'm still trying to really work on, and getting other men to really understand that side of themselves. Like, hey, I get it, you're a man, but you're a human too. And you're going to have ups and downs as well. And it's okay. You're not less than. So I'm still working on that, still trying to figure that out. But those are things that I really like to focus on and help people with.
Well, that's
Well, you found
awesome.
the right team. This team right here is going to build you up, and all those little pain points you identified. Literally, we're going to all tackle your pain points together and change that the way your pain situations are, and it's not going to exist anymore. As Vice President Finch said himself, he had a pain point with his other website developer, and we're going to solve that together. So now he has his own new website created from the ground up. That way, his problem is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether for me, I needed some life coaching, I needed some mental mindset coaching. Captain McDonald came out this morning and put me back where I belong. They say, hey, you got to be the president. You got to make sure you stay that role. So huge stuff you got.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking
Uh,
forward to it as well.
yeah. I'll just add to that just a very brief notes that one of the beauties of what we've created, which is quite unique, we do have some fun with it, and we've talked about this recently, is we borrowed from Star Trek, the Borg, and one of many similarities is that we operate as one mind. We're a collective mind, we're a hive mind. So we draw on the shared knowledge and expertise we share and we support each other. And we are Hondo is the sum of all the knowledge that is contained within Hondo. That's why we welcome new members in, because you bring new expertise, new perspectives. You come with your own problems, but your problems are solved by the collective. You're enhanced by the collective, by all the expertise that we bring with us together. And we support anybody who's down at any point in time. The collective is there to support you, brother and sisterhood. We're all here together. We support each other. And if you're looking for something, you'll find it in Hondo. You'll find it here, because everybody's got skills and everybody's got something to offer and perspectives, and you will find whatever you need in here. This is not just a sales pitch. This is genuinely what we're building, is one collective hive mind that will outperform anything else that's out there. And not because we're trying to overtake everybody else, not because we're trying to be better. We want to be the best we possibly can be for all veterans. And this model enables us to do that. Yeah, this is what we've all been working towards for a long time, and it's what it's part of our mission and part of our vision. So yeah, if you would like to take a role, if you're happy sitting back and observing for a time and just availing yourself of the resources and sharing your expertise, and then when you're ready, if you want to take a more proactive role at a later date, you're very welcome to. We welcome everybody.
And also, just so you know, Leo, we weren't trying to pick on you or anything like that. It's just that you're here and you're readily available. Sergeant Britch, does your guest have anything to say or add to this?
I'll go ahead, bring up your bullet points that you were talking about earlier.
Points. I actually was listening to Coach Leo. I was a physical trainer for about a year at Anytime Fitness, and I had a veteran who's the same age as I am, so he's in his 30s, and I had a hard time with him as a client. We got along great and everything, but I had a hard time getting him to like not get out of his safe zone. Like he always wanted to do the same exercise every week. Like, what you got any take on that? Like, not just getting people to do different exercises, but is that like healthy for him? Do you want to get him out of that safe zone, or do you need to like work with him there? Like, what do you think about that?
So with clients like that, I would say so this is why I never really cared to work in a gym. Because I don't, they have, especially bigger gyms like the LA Fitness, the Planet Fitness, Lifetime Fitness, they have everything already set up for the trainer. You literally you just have the person and you take them through whatever their phases are, which I personally cannot stand. I hate it with a passion. I know hate's a strong word, but that's just how much I don't like it. What needs to happen in the beginning, my personal opinion, is an honest conversation, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge, and what you don't acknowledge, you can't change. So if you don't even know why you're doing something and you find something that you just like, well, that's the thing. People are not what they say, they are their patterns. So you're just going to do the same shit different day. And it doesn't matter who you work with, it doesn't really matter how much money you pay, especially for some people, they just have money to just kind of hand out sometimes. And because they're impulse buyers. And a lot of these big gyms, they know that, right? They know at certain times of the year, people have a high impulse to just go and say, here, please take my money. But they really don't have a reason as to why they're doing what they're doing. So you really have to get in, like that first conversation. There's been people that I have turned away because it's my own ethics. I know that what you need, I can't help you. So if I can give a referral, if I know someone or if I know the person that can help them, I will absolutely do that and I will pass that person off. But for me, I don't, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I just want to get people, my overall goal on the fitness side is just to get people to a place of understanding of going, I don't know how to use any damn thing to, okay, I at least know how to use these few machines from the head to toe of body. So because being in fitness, you already know if you do the same thing over and over and over and over, eventually you're gonna hit a plateau, and you're not gonna grow any muscle. You may maintain, but if you're really looking for to gain or to build, after a certain amount of time, that's not gonna happen. So an honest conversation needs to happen at the beginning of what exactly is it that you want and what are you trying to do. And a lot of times you'll get people that'll say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Then you have to straight up, and I would straight up ask, well, then why are you going to the gym if you have no idea? If you're okay with where you are, with what you're doing, then why are you in the gym? And furthermore, why are you paying for a trainer? Because for me personally, I do not like my time wasted. So if you have something that's working for you, kudos for you, love that for you. I'm not the person for you. I like to see people that really want to go from point A to a point B, C, D, so on and so forth. And if that's not you, totally fine. I'm just not the person for you. And until you reach a point of knowing exactly where you want to go, I can help you figure out how to get there. But if you just want to do the same stuff different day, I'm not going to be for you. And you really have to figure out why you're doing this for yourself. And then that's when I would, start talking about like family. Is your health okay? What about your mobility, moving around, being able to do stuff for yourself? You really have to bring in reality for some people because they live in a fantasy when they go to the gym sometimes. So that's how I would handle that personally, just having an honest conversation at the beginning and making my own assessment on if this is someone I can truly help or not.
Oh, can you get the mic up?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fine.
sorry, everybody. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. That's really hard to do off commission in a big box gym, though. Like, yeah. So, but totally, yeah. I, yeah. I just remembered, what Mike was getting to, though. We were talking about things that, both veterans would really need help at. And I was thinking like something, he clicked on this and we didn't talk about it afterwards, but, he said, people like don't have good domestic training as far as veteran friends I have been around. They don't know how to like take care of their house, certain things like their furnace or while doing laundry. Like if their laundry machine breaks, they don't know that they can do it in their tub, and they'll like just sit there and build for a little bit, more than they should. And I would be interested. It'd be kind of interesting to see a veterans home ec class. To be honest, that's a good way of putting it.
This is an interesting point we've talked about a lot at the beginning stage of essentially veterans during active duty have everything provided for them, and they come in young and it's all there, so they don't have to learn it. And this is all respect to them. When they come out, they're dropped into civilian life and they're dropped into having to do everything for themselves or finding out. And this is a big gap. This is why Chris and I have talked about as soon as we're ready as an organization, we want to move into supporting active duty as well and pulling in the collective expertise and knowledge and experience of veterans to support active duty personnel to prepare for veteran life. So they're pre-prepared using the knowledge that's already out here with people who've spent donkey's years being a veteran who know the ins and outs and know what they're going to come up against. So they're prepared. And then when they come out, they're coming into the collective community. Yeah, you touched on many things. One of the, I would just sort of add with respect to the comments on coaching, which is excellent. one of the fundamentals of coaching is that you always start with where's the baseline. Find out where somebody's at before you begin coaching with them and before you begin helping with them. When you know what the baseline is and you know what knowledge they've got and experience and you know where they're coming from, you know where their goals are, then you can take them to the next stage and you can work out, is it, what are their reasons? Why are they doing this? Why do they want to exercise? Why do they want to be fitness? What do they know about it? That's going to massively dictate where you go with them next and where you take them next. Because some people just want physical exercise, and as you're saying, is some people just want to go to the gym to burn money and to burn some fat or whatever and just get big muscles. Other people are going there for more holistic reasons, but until you know their baseline, it's really difficult to decide where you want to go with them and where you can go them and whether or not you can work with them and take them onto the next stage. So the more time you can spend on getting that baseline information out of them, the better. But it's more insights than questions. Ask the right questions, but use your insight and your instinct to tell you where to go next with them in terms of questions. There's a lot more from everybody on that.
Which is exactly the one thing with another person I've been talking with. I've been talking with Chris about this guy, Jason. Good guy when he's sober, but the boy loves to drink. Doesn't care about this, that, or the other thing. And I've been trying and pretty much beating my head into a wall trying to get him to listen to anything. And when it comes down to anything with the serious stuff, he breaks down, starts drinking, and then he's overly touchy-feely. And this Marine, he was a field Marine, his entire platoon that he was in was blown up. He was injured. And then he ended up getting a dishonorable discharge. And
So
then they went and threw him back out into the field as soon as he was healed. And well, that's when all of the stuff happened and he got DD. So, and I've been trying to work on him, but trying to find the right time to be able to do anything is near impossible.
So what I could think of is three things. Right? Our job is to provide motivation, purpose, and direction. So say this individual, I'll tell you, I dealt with substance abuse. The Army got me hooked on heroin. They got me hooked on oxycodeines. I lost my purpose, motivation, and direction, right? I got away from that. Why? Because I received my purpose, motivation, and direction to help veterans, right? So I think those are one of the more powerful realms that we can help with, is providing that purpose, motivation, and direction. And we can go through a review board like any other organization will deny hands down on a DD. They won't even look or give a second wind to what circumstances were going around that DD. So we on the other hand put on the review board and look at the situation if requested and say, hey, on our collective opinion on the review board, that person X, Y, and Z does deserve getting support. It's a huge aspect. Captain Joe Arnold, today is a good day for you. I heard you want to share some holy news for us. You got some good news for us and for you.
On my business side or on for the HUNDO side?
All the sides, all included.
Sides.
All included.
All right. Well, I'll start on personal business side first. So I've made some connections with, just to let you know, I make custom interior lighting. Started back in May. I made about 74 lights already since May. Been doing really well with, starting to use the vendor events and stuff like that. With a little more leadership and some more coaching from the president and the VP, I've gone ahead and was able to secure a 1 month display at a local hardware store for my lights. And then now, just recently, I am now going to be set up with another company that is doing like a consignment store, stuff like that, reclaim stuff. They're looking to buy 5 to 10 lights off of me this coming week. And then they are offering for me to come in there on the weekends to promote my own business at no charge for them, just get people to come in, talk to them about my lights, try to stir up more business. And they're all about helping veterans as well. Talk to them about trying to do a local, just a veteran get together, do a coffee, something like that. And they were all on board on that. They said, well, we can't sell coffee, but we can sell the coffee cups. We can rent them for $1. So, and then we have free coffee. So, but they're all about giving back to the veterans as well around our area. So that's awesome. And I'll be able to spread the word about the organization. That's on the personal side. Now, on Hundo side, yeah, we've got some stuff that's just cooking right along. I am going to be, as soon as we get our 501c, I've already got a list and some contacts laid out to contact Veterans in Foreign Wars, American Legion, Operation Homefront, other organizations to go ahead and have them tell them about us and, be able to get their work with them on association, which is going to be great because if we have a veteran that's in another state or similar like that, we will be able to go ahead and get service to them right away using those organizations if we need to. So that works out really well for us. There is so much more other organizations I've been working on, stuff like that, working on reaching out. Matter of fact, this week, I'll be working out with get a hold of the main headquarters for the VFW VSOs down there, touch base with them and making more contacts. I just became a member of the American Legion, so I'll be working with them. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, and it's just going to explode. I can't wait.
Well, you said cooking or barbecue. Apparently, you made a barbecue for the
Cooking. Cooking.
This is a smoke out.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
smoke out.
Yeah.
All right, Cap McDonald, what you got? You got anything to add? Any great products going on? Any great successes for you?
Well, there's
Anything
always
interesting?
stuff going on. As of this moment, I'm not even sure where to start, so I'm not gonna go with anything with what's going on with my business at the moment. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He's doing great things, though.
Yeah.
He's doing phenomenal great things. So if anybody realizes, Captain McDonald is also our liaison to Legal Shield. If you're looking to need anything, whether it's legal advice or even a traffic ticket type thing, or you get an overbill for something, Captain McDonald is the liaison, and he's taking all these responsibilities. He's the scribe. He's sitting there butting mash, and he's taking care of so many great things. So on top of all that, so hopefully everyone picks up on that. I think today was just kind of relaxed. Even though we still had so much stuff to talk about. One extra cookie on the aspect is that secret sauce that we've been working on and cooking up. So we're already at a smokeout. Now we're gonna invite the fire department. Okay, so we're gonna have to have the fire department put this out at this point. We are going to, as you said, launch into the 501c. And on top of that, we are going to look into becoming authorized educational institution and then help veterans through Chapter 33s, Chapter 31s, Chapter 35s as well. Since we're already an educational institution registered, we're gonna make sure we're accredited with the Veteran Affairs. Now that's huge. You know why? Because that brings a lot of bread and butter to changing veterans' lives, right? And this is gonna empower us to also potentially go from a volunteer force to also a paid force eventually as well. And that'll allow us to cycle money back into our 501(c)(3) to help more veterans on a holistic scale. So this is just like, hey, thank God for all the good things that are coming, and I think this is just awesome. So we're actually gonna have to call the fire department ahead of time, schedule a permit to make sure they put us out, because that's the only way we're getting put out, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. So happy Easter. I got nothing else. Anybody got anything else for this meeting?
I'm good.
All good here.
Just have a happy Easter. Thank you for everyone who showed up on the Facebook, YouTube, and here in the Zoom call. We appreciate you guys being here and taking the time to listen in and be with us. And yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Coach. Leo.
Ian, is that half or hop?
Happy and
It's
hoppy.
International Eater Rabbit Day.
Tomato and tomato.
He's cracking the jokes already.
Right
All
on.
right. Leave no one behind. Keep it up. Keep it going, see.
Copy that.
Peace out.
Gotcha.